You're watching WGBS News, Metropolis.
Now, stunt work, you had said that, the wires and all that, you got pretty good at that, but how about some of the fighting and things like that? I mean, you did a little damage, right?
I did a movie called Damage with Stone Cold Steve Austin.
You sure did.
Yeah, I just plugged that. I had fighting. I didn't do it, but it was in there. But with the harnessing work on Smallville, because of the form my outfit was in, it was very small. They had to create a brand new harness that had never been used before for stunts anywhere. So instead of one solid harness, I had a bottom harness and a top harness, which would pull on different sections of my body, and it was a little painful. But I loved it.
Bikini harness?
It was a bikini harness, let's be honest. It really was. I had several months where I had black and blue hip bones. Pretty bad, but it's definitely worth it. I mean, I love doing stunts, and I have my second-degree black belt, so I love to do martial arts and fight scenes if I can.
That's the thing. If you have the chance to do stunts or not do stunts, it's always more fun to do it. And it sells it more for the audience if they see you actually do it.
And let's face it, we all want to be superheroes. We all want to do our own fight scenes. So.
Yep.
That's the right answer.
Sam.
What's up?
Is Forza released on the Wii?
Yes, it comes out on the Wii and Xbox 360 and PlayStation 3 and I think a bunch of others as well. So, yes, sir.
I have PlayStation 3, I'm glad.
You have what? What's that?
PlayStation 3.
You have PlayStation 3?
Yes.
You're set, dude.
Xbox 360, PlayStation 1, and PlayStation 2.
My friend, you need nothing else in life. Why are you here? Perfect.
Okay, let's get another question in.
This question is for Sam. It's going to be a little bit of a departure. I know you're doing a new movie, The Return of Joe Rich, and I was just wanting to know if you could give us a little bit more information about that, or release date, maybe?
Yeah, The Return of Joe Rich is about a Star Wars, Star Trek fan type guy, Superman fan. He's a fan of all pop cultures. He's a total, nerd guy who loses everything in the brutal economic times that we're all living in and decides his best choice is to join the mafia. So it's like, we shot it like Godfather. It looks very much like that. We actually have Talia Shire playing my mom, so we have that kind of Godfather, tie-in. She's brilliant, by the way. She's hilarious. In fact, Talia... when she arrived on the set, because this is a Coppola we're talking about, we're making a mafia movie and a Coppola arrives on the set, and she messed with me, dude. She'd just be like, she'd say something like, oh yeah, well it's kind of like that moment in Godfather 2 when that happens. And I'm like, yeah, totally. It was Godfather 3, you don't get it. But after we started working together, she was totally awesome. And Armando Sante plays my uncle, the mafia guy. And so basically, picture The Godfather, but the wrong guy is in the lead. In the Marco Corleone role, instead of having Michael Corleone, they have like a Kevin Smith character, So, it's like when William Shatner attacked the Gorn, right? He's in the middle of a big mafia scene, so it's going to be a wild movie. It's going to be a very strange movie.
So is that currently in production?
Yeah, they're cutting it right now.
So their release date for that yet?
I don't know when that is. They're basically just putting it together. I think we're going to go back and shoot a little bit more on it, and who knows?
What's the name of it again?
The Return of Joe Rich.
Okay, so remember that. We want to make sure to check that out when it comes out.
It was fun. By the way, another little side note about Armando Sante. That guy is the coolest, most intimidating guy in the world, right? I actually chipped his tooth during a take. There's a moment where we're having some conflict and I do this physical action. And after the take, I just see him walking around, it's like, yeah, chip the tooth. I'm like, whoa. I'm so sorry, Armand, I'm so sorry. No, that was good. That was the take, man. Yeah, no, do it harder next time. It was my fault because I had my jaw here and I shouldn't have had it there. And do it again. That was great. That's a tough guy right there.
And Sam Witwer does impressions as well. Who knew? Okay, another question.
What are you gonna go do about it?
Oh. Weep ourselves to sleep, he says. Well, I'm working on V right now. Fans in the house. So I mean, we're both done Smallville right now. I don't know if we would return or not, but we're both doing projects, and hopefully we'll see you guys again on Smallville. But you never know. But keep watching. I mean, he's got a great movie out, and we're both working. So just look for us.
And the Smallville experience, Liz, because you get to come to conventions like this and meet all the fans and everything.
That's a great part of it.
This one's to whom it may concern, but is Smallville in any need whatsoever for a Superboy? No?
Superboy? I mean,
I know he's supposed to be a Superman.
but isn't he sort of still a Superboy, no matter whether he's 6'5" or not? Because he's not Superman yet, right?
I'd be a better boy because I'm definitely not 6'5".
You got the part, you're higher.
This is for both of you. How do you feel you, as your characters, contributed to the Smallville series? How do you
Have I helped? I mean, they definitely wanted to have Supergirl on the show, and I really think that she brought out a bit of a sense of humor in Tom and Superman. You know, she was his quirky little cousin who, you know, he had to run around. You know, she was causing trouble, and he really had to take care of her. I don't know if how I contributed. I know the fans really enjoyed Kara, and I really enjoyed her. So.
That's contribution.
I don't know. I just hope that you guys were happy with what I did. I can't really say how I
She
contributed.
showed up, she was charming, you know, the things she can't say.
Yeah, exactly. I'm all those things. I'm kidding.
Okay, see, I see what you're saying. So I'm like, okay, if I contributed, I was on the show, I guess. And, Michael Rosenbaum wasn't there. They needed someone to provide a threat, and hopefully it was interesting. I mean, my whole take on the character was this was a really good guy. He was a very good person who was in a really, really bad situation, and therefore was threatening to Superboy. So.
And with Kara, they just needed someone from his family, someone from his home planet to kind of teach him about his past and about his family. No one had done that yet. And it also allowed Helen Slater to come on the show as his mother. I think both of our characters allowed for a lot more doors to be open in storylines.
I don't know how many people are going to be interested in this, so maybe you want to make it quick.
Where are you?
But this is for Laura. It's, I read yesterday that she worked at one time on Road to Avonlea in Canada. My wife and I just love that show, so I was curious what she did on the show.
It's not that interesting, actually. When I started acting in Canada, I started doing commercials and background work. And I was a background extra on Road to Avonlea. The exciting thing was one of the lead girls had broken her arm that day. It was like a fair festival scene, and they needed a stunt double for her to run down the road, so they picked me to do that. That's all I got for you.
You started your stunt work early then.
Yeah, I started
Look at that,
early.
see?
But it's a great show, good Canadian show.
You're watching WGBS News Metropolis.